Are you sick of going to the doctor to find out what the pain is all about? Are you ready to get off of all your medicine? Are you ready to reverse aging? Are you looking for a non-invasive way to heal using photolight therapy to reactivate stem cells? Stem cells are your body's ultimate healer. It is your time to start feeling better and enjoying life. If you want to know more about photolight therapy, you're not going to want to miss what's coming up next. This is Jason Long, the Long Talks Video Podcast. Hi, this is Jason and Brittany Long with Long Talks Video Podcast, and we are privileged to have on tonight Mike and Sai Hernandez, which in this podcast you're going to find out how we went from significant to significance through MLM and where I was before I met them and where I am today because of them. Welcome to our show, you guys. And I appreciate you. We've had a bunch of technical difficulties, and I appreciate you hanging in there and working through us through all of this. How you guys doing?
We're fired up, man. This is our first podcast ever. We've heard your stuff before. You guys rock, and we're excited to be a part of this.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Okay. So, and I'm just going to throw a number out there. I'm going to say 10 years ago, I met these guys. I had a limousine service that I basically took over from my dad who got cancer, and that business went down the drains, and a buddy of mine who I'm still friends with today introduced me to an opportunity to where it led me to these two people, and through many conventions going from Salt Lake City, Utah to LA to I don't know wherever else we end up going. I never hesitated against this. I believed in it because I was a entrepreneur before I knew I was an entrepreneur. But a couple things that I want to let you guys know before I let Brittany take over is that without this opportunity, it doesn't matter what company it is. Had I not met these people, and I've told Brittany since I've met her, when we talk about business, I've talked about YouTube because MLM companies will come and go. Some are for some people, it's just not for you. And MLM is MLM at the end of the day, which is sharing an opportunity with a product to where if it benefits you, same with a Rolex, you like a Rolex, it does great for you, you're going to share with other people. So at the end of the day, you two, along with the opportunity that you are exposed to, depending on, doesn't matter what it is, it actually led me to the values that I have today that I attribute to whatever businesses, and we've had 3-4 different businesses, but if you go to conventions, if you read books, if you listen to CDs, if you build yourself up, which I took the opportunity to do, that had I not done it, I would not be who I am today and approach stuff the way I approach it today. So Mike and Sai, we've been through many leadership courses to where I'm going to hand it over to Brittany and I'm going to let her exaggerate on to how I know you to how she met you guys.
And just like Jason said, I'm extremely grateful for the both of you as well. Before I had met you, and Jason contacted you about doing a podcast just on entrepreneurship and all that you know, I was looking for what was wrong with me. I was in excruciating pain constantly, lots and lots of back pain. My hand was swollen, I had arthritis. I was 38, 39 years old, trying to figure out what was wrong. I used to joke with Jason, would you still love me if you, in 5 years if you have to push me around in a wheelchair? And, I was making appointments with rheumatologists. I was getting blood work, and I was doing this and I was doing that, trying to find vitamins, trying to find anything to give me some kind of relief. And I'd overheard a conversation, Mike, with you and Jason, and you were talking about these patches and what they were doing. And I kind of stole the phone from Jason, and you proceeded to explain to me what these could do. And from the second I put them on, my life has changed. And I immediately canceled my appointment with my rheumatologist that I had yet to see because my pain has pretty much gone. I would go to the chiropractor faithfully once a week. He did do a lot for me, but overall, it was not taking care of the issue. And I would cry just when he'd just touch my back, not even push on it, not even adjust me. The tears would roll because of the pain. And now I've gone to only going every 2 weeks, and now I've noticed my adjustments are slim to none. He does them, but they're slim to none. I was suffering from migraines. Those have gone away for the most part. Everybody and their brother is sick here in the Midwest with the temperatures going up and down. I have stayed healthy throughout all of it. My arthritis in my hand is gone. The swelling is gone. My eyelashes are thicker than I noticed, just the little things here and there. But I am so grateful for you guys for introducing this patch to me, because it has changed my life tremendously.
Well, first of all, we're honored to call you guys friends. You guys are freaking awesome. And, things don't happen by coincidence. Sae, she's got something that she says.
It's God's way of remaining anonymous. So
right.
Things happen for a reason,
100%.
It's amazing to hear those stories, because that's what feeds you in this. It's the money is great and all, but when you can help somebody with some physical issue and that changes their life, that just feels so rewarding. So we're so grateful to be able to have a part in that, in whatever it is that God used us to be able to bring this product to you, and that it's doing so much for people.
Yeah, it takes me back to when when Jason and we met, 10 years ago plus, 10 plus years ago. It was longer than 10 years ago. But it was the same thing. I just turned 50. Sae, it will be 48 in 47. Oh my God.
Keep on giving me more. Live my age. 46. I'll be 47 on Tuesday.
Okay. So literally 3 days away from being 47 officially.
Yeah.
Right. And we've always been into health. We're actually vegans now. Doesn't mean much, but anything that we know is good for your body, is good for your health, we're all about it. So when we met Jason over 10 plus years ago, I got fired up because I found out about this product, and I saw what it did for my son at the time. I saw what it did for my dad, right, where he was also living with a whole bunch of conditions. And when I saw what that product did for them, we got so fired up, and we learned that there was an opportunity, about an opportunity where you can generate some income by simply sharing the product. And it was our first first exposure to the industry. And, we're not sharing much of our story, but, we just celebrated 13 years together.
13?
I'm sorry, 31.
Whoa, I could have told you that. I was listening to a podcast. I could have told you it was 31.
34 years.
We celebrated 31 years together. I'm dyslexic now. I'm a high school dropout. She's a high school dropout. She went back. She got her GED. I never did. And, she was pregnant when she was 17. I don't know how that happened. And, still trying to figure that one out. And, we struggled financially our whole lives. And I've always been into health. My real dad passed away when I was a year old. I never got to meet him. And I didn't inherit anything but, cholesterol, fatty liver, and stuff that, made me conscious about the importance of health.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out about this product, where we met Jason, and I learned that there was an opportunity behind sharing the product. I'm one of those. I'm a people person, right? And I will tell you, I'm always sharing stuff that I know is good for you. She says that companies like
oh my gosh, the air fryer, the Philips, all these, there's companies that he likes what is, that we use it. He puts it and
vitamins
all the time. I'm like, you should get a feedback from all these companies.
Yeah. So I remember when vitamin water first came out, we were coaching our kids, meaning I was a coach, but we only have one son. Now he's 28 years old. But when we were coaching our son and the other kids, I had everyone switch over from Gatorade to vitamin water. So I've always had that about me. And when I saw that this product was really helping people back in the day, and I saw that there was an opportunity, we got behind it, and we saw that as our lottery ticket. And we went from being a couple that couldn't afford to pay attention to literally generating millions and millions and millions of dollars. Changed our life. So this just felt, natural to us. And now we learned about this one product literally 4 months ago. And obviously, it just happens to be another coincidence, right? Jason and I were talking about coming back on this podcast, getting on this podcast. And he says, Mike, what have you been doing? I was like, well, coincidentally, I just happened to get involved with something because, like you were saying, Brittany, we learned about this product. I heard some testimonies, and we did the same thing that we did in the past, which was guinea pig our friends and family members, And what we've seen with this product now, in comparison to what we did before, the other product is so much more inferior, and it was an amazing product. But the testimonies, you said we're getting a what? Daily dose of
goosebumps, because it's incredible. It's like almost too good to be true, but it's like I'm crying most of the time. I'm like, oh my gosh. Every day we have something different. People reaching out to us, telling us like, oh my gosh, in this time, oh my gosh, look, my mom got better. I feel good. Different types of issues, and it's just been amazing to hear and to watch. And we had been out of the industry for about 7 years because we had not found the product that was good enough, that was something unique, and something he did what it said it does, because we're going to just he could sell anything or we could sell anything and we're just going to go behind the company. No, it has to be something that is really true. That's why we put it to the test, and the results have been amazing.
So now, let me just do this because we're at 12 minutes, and I told Brittany yesterday we're going to try to keep this at an hour. And I know between me and Mike, we could probably sit there for 24 hours. But I have an agenda. But before I hand over to Brittany, I just want to say that for me to put my name and my reputation it could be nothing or whatever. But for me to get back into this, in network marketing, it's like me going back to where you were, where you're like, ain't no way. Because it's hard for me to support her. I believe in this, and we're going to get into it. I believe into it without experiencing the physical results, which we're going to get into that. That's one of the questions that we're going to discuss. But I swear to God, I wasn't doing this again. And when she brought it up and she heard what you were doing, I'm like, oh my God, dude, like I'm not even doing this again. So anyways, for me, my thing is going forward, and I'm going to shut up and let Brady do the rest of the talking, is you two, you guys could bring me a meteorite and tell me that if I touched it, we were going to go to the moon. And that's how much confidence and belief I have in you guys. What we've been through, what you've experienced me through, and you guys are the reason I am who I am today. So I'm going to let her go forward, and then we'll kind of fill in the pieces going forward.
I appreciate that. And you know what? I'm not going to take the credit away that you deserve, because I am where I am because of other leaders that I followed, but it was really because we did our work, right? So like you said, you're into your books, you're into your podcast, you're into self-development. And that's why you are where you are. Obviously, we had a little bit of influence. Like we've had influence from other leaders and people that, encouraged us. But you've done the work. We've done the work. Even though I'm a high school dropout, I have spent hours and hours and hours and countless hours on books, self-development, training. Like you said, you were at every training. So I'm glad that you give us some credit, but you deserve most of it because you, my friend, you did the work like we did our work. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
All right. I guess let's get into what this miracle patch does. I wasn't real familiar with stem cells and all that they had done, but then really was looking into it a lot more and kind of put two and two together of, when I had my babies, they're always like, well, you need to save the umbilical cord, And I was like, why? And they're talking about these stem cells and that one day you're going to need you may need these stem cells. And, they want thousands of dollars to freeze, the umbilical cord and everything. And then I was like, wait a minute, these patches do what these people are spending thousands upon thousands of dollars to keep the umbilical cord for the stem cells. That's what these patches are doing and even more. So, I guess if you guys want to kind of tell us what it does and how it helps, that would.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it really is groundbreaking technology. The owner of this company is actually a scientist and an inventor, right? So he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame 2 years in a row for this technology. Mm-hmm. This technology has been in the market now. This patch has been in the market now for about a little bit over 2 years. And basically, it took him about over 11 years to get it right. And he spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to get it to where it is today. So I love the fact that even though it is a patch, there's no infused chemicals, vitamins, or nutrients that are penetrating your skin. There's no infusion, anything. You can actually wear the patch over your clothing and get the same benefit. So it's not about it having contact with your skin, which is, again, just mind-blowing. But basically what this is doing is we as human beings, we generate infrared light. That's why, night vision equipment is able to pick up, people at the middle of the night, whether it's, whether you're in Chicago and it's, 20 below. I don't know how you guys do in Chicago, but you guys are geared up to the T. Infrared light is going to pick up these people. And it's, infrared light equipment, or night vision equipment, is going to pick up the infrared light that we give out. We as human beings, where we emit light. So what this patch is doing is acting almost as a mirror, reflecting some of that infrared light back into our bodies. When that occurs, it stimulates, it creates a frequency where it stimulates our copper peptides. If you know anything about copper peptides, if you look it up, you're going to see it's the holy grail of anti-aging. But when these copper peptides are stimulated in our body, it naturally reactivates the stem cells within our body. So there's no stem cells on the patch. And the truth is that by the age of 30, 50% of our stem cells are deactivated. By the age of 60, you've got 2 more stem cells left, one waving goodbye to the other one. Right? No more stem cell activity whatsoever. So that's where all the aches and pains and just, the issues with aging. And what this is doing, again, is just reactivating our stem cells naturally. And what this guy has done, what he's achieved, has been considered impossible within the medical industry. And when our stem cells are activated, what we're learning now is that all sorts of health issues are coming back around. This doesn't cure, this doesn't mitigate, but what it's doing is helping the body do what God designed it to do, which is heal itself. And we're just, blown, mind blown. And like Sai said, we get a daily dose of goosebumps, whether it's aches and pains or, a lot of other health issues that people are dealing with. People are getting amazing results.
Right. Absolutely. Because one thing I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, I have thyroid and I have Hashimoto's and I have to get my blood taken every couple months. I'm like, I cannot wait to see my blood results. I want to know what they were a couple months ago, and I want to see it compared to, I'm going to wait, what have I been on it? Probably, has it been 5 weeks, 4.5 weeks or so? I was going to wait till like 2-3 months here, and then I'm going to get my blood taken again, and I want to see the difference. And
I think we're going to podcast for that.
They actually said that if you compare like your prior blood work in 7 days and wearing this patch changes your blood significantly.
Your blood panel.
In 7 days, and you said in 7 days? Oh boy! I didn't realize it was that soon. I thought it was like a month or so. That's awesome.
But talking studies, I will say this, that within the first couple of days, more than 4,000 genes reactivate. They first 1 to 3 months, it helps you with regeneration naturally, if your body regenerating. And not to mention, a decrease in inflammation, better mental clarity and just joy, says you feel more joyful.
Yes.
But the biggest study was within the first 6 months, right? In 6, it proved to reverse your cardiovascular age by 8 years.
That is big time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We haven't been long enough. We're waiting.
What? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said that it said wearing this past six months, it reverses your cardiovascular health 8 years.
Right.
That's the time. I said we've only been on it for 4 months, so I'm excited to see what.
Well, and that, you're talking about like your mental health and whatnot when you first put it on. That was one of the very first things that I had noticed was just a content feeling. I feel like since COVID, I almost had this sense of doom, like pending doom or something, just this feeling, whether anything was happening or not, it was like this sense of pending doom. And it was like, once they put the patch on, I was content. It was just, I felt content. It was happy. It was comfortable. And then the other thing I'd noticed the very first day I put it on is just a sense of natural energy, not, like you can take all these diet drinks and all these other different vitamins and things like that, or pre-workouts and all this. It's a caffeinated energy. And I never realized the difference between the two. And that first day that I put it on, it was a natural energy. It was just like a natural stamina throughout the day. Like I didn't feel like, it's almost like I didn't want to sit down. I wanted to keep going. I just wanted to, but it wasn't like that pre-workout where you just want to keep going and work out. But it was just like, I felt productive. I felt good. It wasn't too much, but not too little. I guess I didn't realize what natural energy, was all about. And when I put it on, it was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, this is amazing. Because with thyroid, the energy level is slim to none, and oh, and we're gonna have to pause it right there. Yes, it is. It's the heat. It'll shut off in a minute.
We're good.
Okay. I'll edit that out of there. I guess where I was thinking about going from here is any testimonies. One of the testimonies that I love to hear was the one with the little one with autism, the nonverbal little one with autism. Would you mind sharing your testimony that not yours personally, but the one that you've been given in regards to that?
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, that's our good friends Javi and Olga. We've known them for over 15 years. And they have a 6-year-old, 8-year-old, sorry, that's autistic, right? And he was born with autism, and they say that his he's nonverbal, but he says he's got a disconnect with his brain and like his muscles. So for instance, when we want to put on the shoes, we know. We just gonna, we pick up our feet, we, grab our shoe, and we just go through the motions.
Right.
We want to brush our teeth. We go ahead through the motions. He's got that disconnect. So
Okay.
not only is he a verbal autistic child, but he also has that other issue that he deals with. Usually he's just lost in his mind, in his brain. And they were actually flying to Mexico. They did it 2 years in a row. They spent about $10,000 for stem cell injection. So when I called them up, they knew more about stem cells than I did. And they were like, yeah, Mike, I don't know how much this is going to help, whatever. But nevertheless, they put it on their kid. And it's just been night and day. This kid is now putting on his shoes. He not even the injections, but much for him as these patches have.
Wow.
So he's brushing his teeth. And they have another 2 kids for a total of 3. And they have a little park in the back of their house in New Jersey. And whenever they have a swing set. And whenever the kids go on the swing, they have to place their 8-year-old. And they have to swing him because he can't build the momentum nor maintain them on the swing like kids do. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that blew them away, and they called me crying one day, was it's like, oh my God, my son is on the swing. He's doing it by himself.
Aww.
So, I mean, he got more mental clarity. He's like, hey, my son makes eye contact. They're initiating things like, I love you and hugs, which is not. And not only them, but I have a friend of mine that I personally shared it with. Her name is Jody. Husband's name is Steven. And they have a 21-year-old Tegan who has autism. And same thing, she has just called me in tears. That's why Sai says, she's sometimes literally in tears.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just coming out of the cloud. They're having no breakdowns. And they're initiating these, terms of endearment, I love you,
right?
Hug, and it's something that again we're not very, familiar with because obviously we don't deal with children with autism,
right?
But it's just night and day. These patches are, and she actually owns a non-profit foundation for autistic children, and she's like, Mike, I'm getting everyone for them. For them, it's not about the business,
right?
But this is just a consequence of going out there and blessing other people with it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, I was watching one of the Zooms from, was it last Wednesday? Somebody had come on and talked about a teenager. And I don't believe they said that he was nonverbal, but that's kind of what I had gotten from the testimony that once they had put the patch on him, he was starting to talk, trying to pronounce words, I believe, and he was trying to sing. And that just put tears in my eyes, as I was listening to that testimony as well. Because you're right. I have never probably had so many tears build up from like happy things in the last month that I've, had my whole life. Because I have a friend who is at the campground that we stay at. And within a day, she had arthritis. She's like, I see my knuckles and I haven't seen them in 5 years. And she's also like, Brittany, I haven't felt like myself in over 5 years. And it was the first day that she put it on. She's like, I can't live without this now. She's like, I can't believe what it's done in one day, And I have another friend who has neuropathy. And one of the things that she put it on, she did have to go through the detox, that we had talked about a little bit, that those of us in the Midwest have to detox sometimes a little bit more than those of you in Florida from our pesticides and fields and things like that. But once she fought through it, the first couple of days, she was able to get out of bed and walk to the kitchen, and she made her kids lunch for school, and she didn't even realize that she hadn't put shoes on. Every day she has to put shoes on her hardwood floors. And she's like, I can't walk without shoes. And she walked all the way to the kitchen. She made her kids lunch. And about 2 hours later, she's like, I don't even have shoes on right now. She was also telling me that with her neuropathy, her foot would move. And she was like, it stopped. She was like, everybody would always make fun of me. They thought I was doing it on purpose, but it was a nerve thing. And that has stopped. she's like, my movement in under 3 weeks has gotten about 50% better. Her pain, her movement, she goes, which is unbelievable. She goes, you wouldn't imagine the things that I've tried to just be able to function in everyday life. And she's like, I'm at 50% right now. She's like, and I've only had it for 3 weeks.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like Sagi says, you know, to be how grateful we feel to be able to have a little part in being able to, you know, just help people. And you know what? As you said, neuropathy, I looked down on my phone, and this gentleman right here is just a friend of ours. He's been dealing with people for a long time. They had him with these shoes instead of being barefooted because they didn't want his foot to get infected, but he was beginning to lose his toenails.
Yes.
Right? Look at this. This is not a, you know, fun picture. I won't even...
Right.
But look, he jokes around. He said, Mike, I had like Smurf feet in the sense that they were turning blue, but scheduled to have his toes amputated within the next 3 months. In this picture, it looks like he's got socks on. But that's actually the lack of circulation. And look at his feet after 1 month.
Wow.
If you know anything about neuropathy, it's irreversible, right? So, I mean, all his doctors are blown away. He got all of his doctors on the product. He got the nurses on the product. And I'm going to say just one quick fun fact. Because that's helping, because that's helping with neuropathy, right? Neuropathy is lack of circulation, right?
Right.
So men, the rooster's nice up and early, singing loud.
Women are trying to hide in the closet.
Men and women are running from the man, so it's just because I just got to put it out there.
Make the noise one more time. Come on. Okay.
I'm Spanish, so I know the sounds of a rooster very well. So. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's amazing. We're changing people's lives with this little product. And you know what? Jason said, you know, he had been out of the industry, said never again. Even though we had made millions of dollars, we said we were out of the industry for good. We've done really well for ourselves. We took the millions that we made initially. We've been investing in real estate, and we figured never again. But it was really because when we look at this industry, we see different companies competing with the same category of products. We found something that works. We found something that's revolutionary. And there's over 130 patents protecting this product.
Right.
Understand what it takes to get one patent. You have to prove everything underneath the sun. This guy's got 130 patents. So in order to get these patents, he had to prove that in reality, it is stimulating your copper peptide. He had to prove that in reality, it is activating your stem cells. And finally, he had to prove that nobody else had done it.
Right.
And he proved he have all these patents. The patents were issued in July of 2020, so they're good for another 18 years. So 18 years before anybody can even think about duplicating this product. But by then, I'm sure he'll file for an extension. But
okay, so let me do this, and then we're going to do what I'm going to call a meet in the middle, because we're about the halfway point of what I said we weren't going to go over is an hour. So we went in and we've discussed what the product was. We talked about how it's helped people on both ends of the spectrum. So I'm going to meet in the medium and then let it go from there. As far as let's just say you had aches and pains or whatever it was that you want to take a chance and you wanted to use the product. I'm going to be Brittany about however much time she needs to do, but let's just say Brittany shares a product. She shares a patch with somebody that has an issue, and she gives them a 5-day supply, and then after 5 days, they don't have any. It doesn't relieve their aches and pains, or it doesn't do whatever. So, what would you say to that person to whom she gave that patch to after 5 days of they don't feel anything?
Well, the studies have proven that stem cells are going to prioritize stuff that's going in your body. So we have a chart where it showed that within 3 weeks, the amount of inflammation they had a scan done to 12 people before the patch, 3 weeks after the patch, and 6 weeks after the patch. So the first brain scan showed a bunch of redness, and actually I have the picture here as I'm speaking. As I speak, I'll talk. I'll look for it. So it showed that obviously the brain scan showed a bunch of redness. Actually, here it goes, right here. So the first one here, session number 1, right here, that was the brain scan, right before the patch. Second, session number 2 was 3 weeks after. The redness in the first session before the patch is inflammation. Session number 2, 0 inflammation 3 weeks later in your brain. Inflammation isn't good anywhere in your body, nevertheless, your brain.
Right.
6 weeks later, with the patch, session number 3, you see obviously no more inflammation, but you see more of the yellow and the bright colors.
Yeah.
That's an indication of cognitive, healthy brain. So what happens is your stem cells are going to prioritize stuff in your body, and sometimes we tend to gauge whether or not the product is working by, hey, let me see if it's going to help work on me. Let me see if my pain in my knee is going to go away. Well, you don't realize that you're dealing with something else that's a lot more severe that the stem cells are helping you with. That's why the company suggests that you try the product for at least 90 days. Now, that being said, 85% of the people are getting results within the first few minutes, within the first couple hours, at most the first couple days. But the company says give yourself 90 days, and they actually give you a 90-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. Money-back guarantee, 90 days, if for whatever reason you feel this product is not doing anything for you. So sometimes we're dealing with issues that we don't really feel. You don't really feel a heart attack up until it's too late, right?
Right.
So, like we said, one of the last studies showed that it's reversing the age in your cardiovascular system by 8 years in just 6 months. So it's prioritizing stuff that you're. So what I would say is, give it some time. You got nothing to lose, but your aches and pains and other health issues within the first 90 days, your money is guaranteed.
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this here. We got 36 minutes.
Worry about
So between that and this, I want to jump into this. And this is my passion going towards it, because if you ask me, and again, I'm on her podcast and she can knock me out if she wants to. Have I felt anything? No, I haven't. Do I believe it's doing something in my body according to the research and whatever? Yeah. Am I going to continue to wear the patch? Yeah.
As his wife, I can see a change.
Right. So again, it's the testimonial. My wife got me back into this. So, like you said, you jump in the pool. Last thing, for Mike, last thing to hit the water is your feet. So I'm gonna ride or die with her on this, and it is what it is. But again, through this is not just what you see, is it maybe what others see, and I have health anxiety like times 1 million. I have health anxiety. So, anyways, I'm riding with her on this, and it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity, and I believe her in her beliefs. She got me back into this, but I'm going to read something off that I have down, and I want to touch this, not consume this with it, but for the business builders or people that think that, okay, I don't want to build a business, I want to do this, I'm just a consumer or whatever. Mike, we have to discuss the topic of residual income, and I say, is everyone a business builder? I just want to get us out, but basically, Mike, your shirt, I may love your shirt. Saya, I may love your shirt. Mike, may love your watch, I may love your shoes or whatever. How we network market every single day, and we get nothing back in return for it. But as a product, even if, like I said, her mom, her grandma, whoever it is, people that are real conservative, that don't, they don't want to talk to other people. But if something changes your life so much, or you have aches, I mean, I am the epitome of aches and pains. I honestly am. I mean, in the past couple of years, 3-4 years, I am the epitome of it. So I'm waiting for something in this patch. I'm waiting for it. You know, it's not going to happen overnight or whatever. I'm going to trust in the process. But the thing is, at the end of the day, that if something, that whether it's a Band-Aid, a ding-dang, or a little friggin' or almost 4-year-old calls it a ding-dang, a Band-Aid that you put on you, if something makes you feel better, why would you not tell somebody else? Even if you're not trying to build the business, if something that you put on your chest, on your back, I'll put them on everywhere except where I go to the bathroom. So I'll put them wherever you tell me to put them. But then at the end of the day, is that you're going to share with somebody. And Mike, you know what I'm talking about. You know, we always say, even if you're not a business builder, you're going to share. If it does something for you, you're going to share with somebody else, and that somebody else is going to share with somebody else. So the worst you're going to do at the end of the day is your product's going to be paid for, or what I'd like you to talk about without consuming our hour is residual income, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is residual income. And if your product is paid for, or if you're helping other people, then to me, I've always said, since I've been in network marketing, your end result is going to be residual income if it's working for you and you share it with somebody else that it's working for, because how can you be quiet about it?
Yep. You know, it's funny. I just happen to have my phone here in front of me, and I've got all these pictures. This wasn't even planned. Like, I have the brain scan here. It's because I put my slideshow together. But I'm going to read this quote to you before I go into it. But it says here, there is no downside to a side hustle. There are only benefits to building more than one source of income. A side hustle is the new job security. Quote, Forbes.
100%.
Right? So,
but we're also not going to put our name on a product.
Right.
That doesn't
Absolutely.
do what it's.
But here's the deal that I think about that. If you put your name behind a product that doesn't work, even if you have a great name, at the end of the day, if the product doesn't work, it's all gonna come down. It's gonna crumble. It's not gonna go anywhere.
100%.
But there's something about this product where this company went from $20 million a year prior to the launch of this product to now $300 million a year in under 2 years. There's something behind this product, right?
100%.
And it's like you said. Every time we go out to have a good dinner, every time we go out to a great restaurant, every time we see a great movie, anytime I find something that's good for me, we're naturally sharing it. Sometimes because now there's some income or some reward involved. People they tighten up, and unfortunately, this industry does carry a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
But really, stigma comes from the fact that there are number one, ignorance, but
Mm-hmm.
also it's linked to things that in the past have come around, and they're known as Ponzi schemes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that is what's given this industry a bad name, because
Absolutely.
It's been tied to the network marketing, and really a Ponzi scheme is people. There's no product. You're going to put money, and then you get other people to put money, and you make money from their money, and the people at the very bottom end up holding the bag. Here, you're buying product is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And even so many companies nowadays are using the same, referral system.
Mm-hmm. Amazon does.
I was going to say, doesn't Amazon do it?
Amazon.
Well, Amazon does the
subscription.
The
Subscription, yeah.
There's a part of that. But guys, I mean, residual income. You think about, look, we've been doing real estate, and now we're looking into buying buildings, right? And renting out, and only because I want to build residual income. Back in the days, when I was in my early 20s, I went ahead and I got my life, health, and annuity. And I did it because the residual income part of it attracted me.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to be successful in life, for longevity, is to be able to build something where you don't need to trade hours for dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and residual income is just the thing. And if you can find a product that you can only find one place and it's really helping people and benefiting them in more than one way, and you get compensated because you shared it with them and because they shared with others. I mean, that's a model that I believe was designed in heaven, if you ask me.
And some people just gonna want to consume it. Not everybody's gonna be willing to talk to people because that's just not what they do there. But you're gonna find those people within your, patching enough people up, talking to enough people. You're gonna find those people that are like, what? I can make money with this too. This product is amazing, and I can also make money. Like,
Right.
So what would you both say to somebody if you gave product out? Let's say you had 3 people out of 10 people that you gave a 5-day supply to, and the people that you gave the 5-day supply to come back and said, "Oh, I don't feel anything."
Well, like I said, it's prioritizing things in your body. Number 2, I would say, listen, look at all the clinical studies. There's been more than 80 clinical studies. All of these studies have been done by third parties. Different universities, different scientists, different doctors. The proof is in the pudding. Like the science is there.
Right.
Like I said. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Jason. There have been people, not in my organization, but that I've met, that have said, thank God I didn't quit 2 months after using this product and saying I didn't feel anything. Thank God, because this is what's happened to me now, And sometimes, I tell people, listen, it's taken you more than 3-4 days to get your body to where it is right now, right? So it's probably going to take you a little bit longer to get out of it. But truth be told, 85% of the people are getting remarkable results within the first couple hours, couple days, and that's very exciting, and that's why this company has been able to have the momentum that it's having. Because if it took everybody 2-3 months, it probably wouldn't be having the momentum that it's gotten within the first 2 years.
That's why you use what they say, the shotgun approach, because we didn't only see what it was doing for us. We gave it a test on several people just to see what it did to, my mom, our cousin, like neighbors. People, that had different issues. Because that way you can gauge, you can see like, oh, well, it works for that person,
If it works for 8 out of 10 people right away, then we have something special.
Yes, and that maybe you took longer, but.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I heard you say that only less than 1% has used the 90-day money back guarantee.
That's exactly right. Less than 1% ever requested their money back. So that says something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get on to. I do all the dirty work here. So, as a devil's advocate, as a business owner, and we've had between the business that we've been in together, and since I've been with her, we've had probably roughly four different businesses, and we've had to either pay ourselves, pay the employees. Pay to get the product, pay our employees, pay to have the stuff shipped out,
make the stuff. God forbid we give any bonuses, give any trips away, or give anything. So, like, just give a rough estimate. We're at 47 minutes here, and I said I know we're not going to keep it under an hour. But anyways, just talk about how we don't take care of any of that. We don't. I mean, it's all taken care of us in the back office. And if you decide to make a business out of it, how you don't have to deal with any of that.
Yeah, logistics are all taken care of, which I love. I'm not mailing product. I'm not selling product, even though that's one of the things you can do. I'm not retailing product. And guys, we've been involved now for 4 months. We've made 6 figures in this business. I'm not saying that everyone's going to do that, because most people are not going to put in the kind of effort that we put in, and obviously by now we built enough relationships in the industry where we have a lot of contact, where we know people who like this type of stuff. But truth be told, these are, most people don't have a lot of success because most people get discouraged easily, whatever. But if you really take into account what it takes to build a business, that's why we look for entrepreneurs, right? Because entrepreneurs know what it takes to win. You say you've got a few businesses. What business can you get off the ground with a few $100. You know, you can start this business with as little as $125. Really, the correct way to start is $499. But again, what business can you get off the ground with under $500? You know,
and with
Right.
this is money back guarantees for
Right.
you know.
Right.
and by the way, this investment is not an investment. It's really a purchase that you're making for your very own self, for products for yourself, which is guaranteed. So I mean, it's just a no-brainer type of thing, and that's why, you know, thank God I'm not smart. Thank God I'm a high school dropout, because to me, you know, I'm a no-brainer kind of guy, and it makes you know, I thank God I've got a lot of common sense, you know, and common sense nowadays just isn't too common. It's what I've learned.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? And with you saying that, I'm going to drop my last question, and again, I'm just going to say it is common sense, you know, with this product, with being a 90-day guarantee. If you hurt and you're and again, if you're hurt and you're getting this message, Brittany, whether we have it or whether we get it, you'll get your 5-day supply. But at the end of the day, if you're looking at, if you have aches and pains or whatever medical ailments that you have, and you're looking at making money, it is an outlet. It is an outlet. And Mike, you have to, real quick, you have to give your story about your car real quick. Before I go, you have to give your story. You have to give your story about your car.
About the what? Car?
My car?
About your car. You have to give it. You have to give it. You have to get it. He gets it. You have to do it because what I'm going to end with, it's just going to tie together. And again, it's all kind of like a Charlotte's Web. It's interchangeable. You have to give your car.
So it's funny because, like I said, when I tell people we couldn't afford to pay attention, I mean, we were broke. I used to say that we weren't poor, we were po. We couldn't afford the extra O in the R. But we were flipping cars at the time. I was going to the auction and picking up cars for right around $1,000, right, and trying to make $400 or $500 on it. And I literally remember like it just happened 15 minutes ago, where we were driving and it was raining. Oh my goodness, I had no brakes whatsoever. But basically, God just looked over us. Thank God I didn't hit all these, because I was in Boca, and there's only nice cars in Boca, and I just slid like I was, you know, on skis.
I was there too.
But everyone knew where I went, because you had to do was follow the trail of oil. If I stopped for more than 1 minute, you would think I was sending smoke, you know, Indian signals, because of all the smoke coming out of my cars, right? And I was driving around telling everybody we were going to be rich. That's why the first thing I did when we got up to $1,000 per week, the first thing I did, Jason, one of the things that I had on my dream board was get a brand new 5 Series BMW, and I cannot forget that they say the scent of a new car is the most expensive fragrance in the world, right? And man, once I never went back, but I appreciate that. You know, we were literally dumpster diving at one point, taking stuff from nice communities where we live now and taking them out to the swap shop and just, you know, getting by that way. That's why when we saw something that we believed in, we didn't care about the naysayers. The thing about this business is that there's a lot of naysayers that speak with so much conviction about something they know nothing about, right? And I say in this business, you're not out there to try and convince everybody. You just can't let anyone convince you once you've got the conviction about what the product can do and what the business is capable of doing for folks, and just go out there, you know, and do what you got to do.
You can't be selfish. If you have something in your hand that is going to change, and financially, you got to go out there and spread the word, you know?
Well, and it's just one last thing I want to say, too, with that is that's where I'm having a hard time is I want to share. But I want people to believe what I'm saying, you know, that passion behind it, and not just I'm trying to sell a product. Because on Facebook and things, you see over and over people selling products, and it's like, your product is not doing what you're saying it's doing, and you're having to start over, and you're doing this weight loss program, but you have to do a restart every month, and it's, you know, I want them to know that I'm putting my name behind it, I trust it, this is what it's done for me, this is what it's done for those that I love. that's
But Mike can say, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I would not be backing her or doing this if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate
on the flip side, Brittany comes across an opportunity that I am going out on a limb and saying, I haven't felt nothing. Been on it for a couple months or whatever. Okay, not blowing smoke or whatever. But at the end of the day, it comes down to believing in, I believe in you. Is Brittany going to bring you an opportunity or a product that doesn't work for people? It's proven that it works.
Mm-hmm.
So she's bringing you through. I'm bringing through you, Mike and Saeed Hernandez. I'm bringing that through Brittany and Jason Long. Heck with Jason Long, because Brittany holds the validity in our relationship. So you've got a product that is proven, has worked, and is backed by 90 days. So if you have aches, ailments, or pains or whatever, for 90 days you got nothing to lose.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
lowered your blood pressure.
Okay. Yeah, I was sitting on my couch the other day. She go one of those electric blood pressures to my arm. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you
It's
doing?
dropped quite a bit.
What are you doing?
I'm
again,
gonna take note of it next time.
again,
I'll
I'm,
brush your time. Great time. Well, go ahead, Mister. It's done nothing for me. Go ahead.
no, but I'm not.
That's Mr. I
You
don't
know,
pay attention to it.
I mean, I went from a person that works out 7 days a week to a rib injury to blah 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 blah. I mean, I'm like a medical freaking thesaurus out there right now. I mean, but anyways, at the end of the day, you know what this is you have an opportunity, something that I'm not familiar with, something that I'm slowly, gradually, coming familiar with. Brittany is a rocket scientist at this, as far as the sharing with people and the testimonials and watching the podcast, and hell, she watches stuff in Spanish, and I got to translate it. I'm like, but no, it is, because as much as I don't want to do it, is because I am so hard headed, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll watch this. Okay. But, and then I'm messaging her today. I'm like, oh yeah, I have 2 patches. One's in Nirvana, one's next to her neck. Where's it go? I don't know what's in my back, what's in my chest. Where's it go? So, anyways, at the end of the day, what I have to say, and we're at 56 minutes.
Would you stop on the time?
We're gonna go over.
It.
But at the end of the day, getting out. An opportunity as far as health, yep, you have an opportunity financially. Wherever you want to meet up at the end of this, and I think this would be a perfect ending to this, is if you, whatever the reason is, if you want to consume the product, and that you're just hard-headed, and that's all you want to do. It's all you want to do. You just, even if you could make money off of it, you don't want to do it. That's it. On the flip side, if you are in pain, I'm in pain. I'm going to tell you. I got more pain, Mike. I'm going to tell you. It affects my day-to-day. I'm in so much pain. I'm waiting for this patch to kick in. I believe it'll kick in. I wake up. We go to bed at 8 o'clock because I bring the he's going to be 4 in December. I bring the 4-year-old to bed at 8 o'clock because I don't know how many times I'm going to wake up during the night with aches and pains. I wake up that many times. And long story short, I believe in it. I mean, as much as I believed in any other business that I've been in that has to do with health and anxiety or wellness or what have you. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. I mean, if it works for you, you're going to share it. If it doesn't work for you, you're going to drop out. Mm-hmm. So why, if it works for you, you would not want to at least get it for free, which that includes somewhat building a business. I mean, whether you want to understand it or whether Mike and Saeed take care of it or Jason and Brittany or Joe and Bob take care of it, there's a way to get it free. Then after that, if you want to get your product for free and you want to make money off of it, there's ways to go about it. So just the way I would like to end this is, as a person that's consuming it, what you would recommend to them if they are benefiting from the product. If you're not benefiting, then drop off.
Right.
I mean, it's just why pay for something? But at the end of the day, if it's working for you, even not wanting to make residual income, which why you wouldn't want to do that, I don't understand. But anyways, from getting the product free to making six figures, I mean, what your advice is going forward from there?
Yeah, listen, like first things first, try the product, see what it does for you. But like Saeed said, we use the shotgun approach. We see everyone's either dealing with something or knows someone that is, right? So we try to get as many people around us to see, because it's like spreading seeds. Some sprout quicker than others, and when we saw that, wow, this person right away, some within minutes, some by the next day, some within 2 days. So try to as many people as possible. If you're considering the business, if you're not considering the business, buy the product. You got your 90-day money-back guarantee. As customers, for sharing it with 3 people, because if it works for you, why keep the benefits for yourself? It's selfish, like I said. You can get the product for free. If you don't want to do the business, you share it with 3 people. You still get your product for free. So there's some benefit to sharing it. And and if you've got any problem with making money, but you're fine with sharing it, share with people, send us the money. We'll take it. I'll send you my bank account. I have no problem accepting the money. I have no problem making money.
I love the what would you call it? Your little saying of which one are you going to be limping and which one's going to be what is it again?
Yeah. If you're a married couple, you're only going to for yourself. One of you got to choose which one of you is going to be limping, and with the aches and pains, So you share it with as many people in your family, because I'm going to say the best thing. Everyone is going to know about this little magic patch.
Absolutely.
With or without us, people are going to know about this, because when something works this well, it's just a matter of time before it just gets out there. We just happen to be blessed with being some of the pioneers of, the people who know about it first. And that's where the opportunity.
So, Mike, let me ask you a question. If we went back to our last entrepreneurship, we were making, man, I tell you what, we were jamming for a while. We had a clothing line business, and we were doing T-shirts, sweatshirts, koozies, name badges. We were doing everything.
We did sublimation.
Sublimation, where we did all kinds of attire. But at the end of the day, we had to buy the product, sell the product, ship the product.
And then everybody else started doing it.
Yeah, then everybody else started doing it, because it said we started doing it. And at the end of the day, with this company, with Lifewave, I mean, if you get 1,000 people underneath you don't send them paychecks. You don't send them on their vacations. You don't do their compensation plans. You don't have to send them their product. You don't have to. They don't call you in the middle of the night. They have an 800 number. So kind of just real quickly, kind of like you have a business, but you have a whole company that takes care of all the BS that a normal business would have to deal with. I mean, it's crazy, because we've done. I guarantee you, since I've been with Brittany, we've done at least 4 businesses. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like. We've made, like I said, we've been involved 4 months. We've made 6 figures. So if you break that down, it's about $25,000 per month, right? You know what our overhead is? The product that she and I are using. Mm-hmm. That's our.
Yep.
That's it. It's what? Even if we weren't making any money, I would still be buying that product. So it's like a ripple effect. You tell a couple people, and all of a sudden, it just starts go if the product works. And like you said, we are not handling anything. I'm not getting calls for customer service. I'm not shipping product. I'm not doing anything. And at this point, I can completely shut up, hide underneath a rock. And because people are now spreading the word for their own sake, and for the sake of, I'm going to continue to make more money, you know? So that's a good problem.
Yep, absolutely.
And
All right.
sometimes people need to see what you're doing. Sometimes people say no, and they say watching you to see how
Yes.
long you doing it, and if you really be, if you're not gonna give up because
Right.
of whatever they tell you. And then they're like, oh my God, maybe I
Right.
should.
Right.
So, oh my gosh, I wasted so much time. I could have been in that leg, and I could have been already making money.
Yep.
So that's why when you have conviction, you don't give up, because it's a matter of numbers. It's
Yep.
gonna happen. It's just you need to talk to enough people, and they're gonna see the results, and it's gonna happen for you.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, you guys. Well, hey, we're gonna wrap this up because we've crossed over the hour mark. I knew we would, but hey, we will absolutely meet up again, and we'll branch off of this, and we'll go more in depth with MLM and with this Lifewave product, and we'll see where we go from here, you guys. So hey, we appreciate your guys' time and technical difficulties going forward. And we really love you guys and appreciate all your time.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us on again. And listen, we got to do this again. We got to give people an update of where things are going, because we're going to keep patching people. We're going to keep hearing stories. I've learned more about health diseases in the last 50 days than I have in the last 50 years of my life.
Yep.
And I can't wait to learn more because of people sharing their amazing results. So God bless you guys.
Yes, you too.
Contact Brittany, contact Jason, and you know what?
Let's do this together.
That's it.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, love you guys. We'll talk to you soon, you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You
You
too.
Bye.